اشتباه کرد در این قضیه باید تنبیه بشود و تنبیه خواهد شد.
April 13th, late Saturday night. Over 300 missiles and drones made their way towards Israeli soil. Iran launched its first ever direct attack at its foe, Israel. Israeli fighter jets swung into action as they roared across the north in defense. Israel says it had successfully foiled the attack, with its Iron Dome bringing down 99% of the Iranian missiles and drones. After more than a decade of shadow war and simmering tensions, the attack has brought the two countries to the brink of an all-out conflict, and it has pushed West Asia deeper into crisis. The man behind this attack is none other than the supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. He has led the Islamic regime for over 3 decades. No other figure in Iran carries as much authority and stature as he does. The supreme leader is the head of state and commander-in-chief. He is empowered to command the armed forces and even declare war and peace. He controls the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, or the IRGC. So a decision to strike Israel could not have gone forward without Khamenei's stamp. Reports say the IRGC presented Khamenei with several options to strike Israeli interests, including one that included a direct attack with medium-range missiles. Hours before Iran launched its attack, Ali Khamenei put out a message on X and reiterated what he had said just a few days ago. Israel will be punished.
دستگاه‌های سفارت در هر کشوری که وجود دارد به منزله خاک همون کشوری است که سفارت متعلق به اوست. وقتی به کنسولگری ما حمله میکنن مثل اینکه به خاک ما حمله کردن. این عرف دنیاست. 1 ماه تمام در امت اسلامی رژیم خبیث اشتباه کرد در این قضیه باید تنبیه بشود و تنبیه خواهد شد.
But Ali Khamenei did not gain a firm grip on power overnight. In 1962, the 23-year-old Ali Khamenei joined the religious opposition movement of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. The young Ali Khamenei became a devout follower of Khomeini. In 1979, Khomeini's government overthrew Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, ending the Shah's rule. From 1981 to 89, Ali Khamenei served as the president of Iran, becoming a close ally of the first supreme leader, Ruhollah Khomeini. A decade after the Islamic Revolution, when the founder of the Islamic Republic of Iran died in 1989, it left a brief vacuum in the seat of power. Shortly before his death, Khomeini had a fallout with his chosen heir, Hussein Ali Montazeri, so there was no agreed-upon successor. At the time, Ali Khamenei was not even the most senior political or religious figure in Iran, or even an Ayatollah. Yet, he took over the clerical throne. To facilitate this, the Assembly of Experts, a group of senior clerics that picks the supreme leader, amended the constitution to allow for a supreme leader with less than stellar religious credentials. Ali Khamenei was elevated overnight from the clerical rank of Hojat al-Islam to Ayatollah. Iran's constitution was also changed to abolish the post of a prime minister and vest greater authority in the president. Since then, Ali Khamenei has found several ways to increase his influence. He managed to develop a cult of personality. His supporters describe him as a divine gift to mankind. Formally or informally, the executive, the legislative, and the judicial branches of the government all operate under his absolute sovereignty. He controls Iran's security, military operations, and nuclear activity. His views also shape all of Iran's foreign policies. Ali Khamenei had already set the tone for his leadership back in 1981 when he was president, and he stands by it till date. The elimination of the State of Israel and a resolute opposition to the United States remain his ultimate goals. He has even repeatedly called Israel a cancerous tumor that must be removed from the region. In 2018, when former US President Donald Trump abandoned the 2015 nuclear deal and reimposed sanctions, the Ayatollah told Washington that it had made a mistake. He said America should never be trusted. In 2020, the US killed powerful Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in a drone strike. General Soleimani was a close ally and a friend of Khamenei. Fuming over the attack, the Iranian supreme leader promised severe revenge. In retaliation, Iran fired ballistic missiles on 2 Iraqi bases hosting US forces. Ayatollah Khamenei called this a slap on the face for America. He said it's important to end the corrupt presence of America in the region. The Islamic Republic has even been ramping up its production of highly enriched uranium. Last year, Khamenei once again set Iran on course for acquiring nuclear arms, warning world powers that they cannot stop his regime if it desires to build the bomb. While Ayatollah Ali Khamenei remains on course for a head-to-head collision with the West, troubles for him on the domestic front have only been rising exponentially. People in Iran are growing increasingly frustrated with the regime. There have been multiple uprisings against the supreme leader in the last few years. But he has been playing his hand at quashing dissent even more brazenly. In 2009, protests erupted in major Iranian cities during the presidential election. Protesters said the election was rigged. There were violent protests and clashes. Demonstrators chanted "Death to Dictator" and ripped down posters of Khamenei. Several protesters were arrested and tortured. The year 2018 also saw a series of strikes and protests across Iran over the economic situation. When Ibrahim Raisi took over as president in 2021, Khamenei began promoting a resistance economy and regime security. The government implemented austerity measures while seeking stronger ties with neighbors. The focus on security was aimed at pacifying restlessness due to economic uncertainty, but it only stoked further unrest. In September 2022, the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini following her arrest by the morality police sparked months of protest against the regime. Hundreds of people, including dozens of security personnel, were killed. Thousands of women came out on the streets, setting their headscarves on fire. "Death to Dictator" echoed yet again across Iranian cities. It was the biggest wave of civil unrest the Islamic Republic had seen in years. Amid mounting grievances and dissent against the regime, is the latest aggression by Iran's supreme leader a desperate act to show who's in charge? Or is it an untempered attempt to project Iran's dominance in the region?
Has launched a direct attack from Iranian soil towards the State of Israel.